Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rune. So today we'll be going over Magic the Gathering top 10 lightning cards. So now, at number 10, with the first being on our list is Lightning Surges from Judgment. It's a rare going for just 23 cents on the market. And just a side note, I am super excited to do the top 10 for Lightning because I really like Lightning cards. So this is actually very fun to do. So Lightning Surge is number 10 because it costs 5 mana to play to deal 4 damage to target creature or player. Now it does have Threshold, so instead Surge deals 6 damage to target creature or player, and that damage can't be prevented. So for 5 mana it is, and it has Flashback. But with all this mana being spent around and hoping for Threshold, it's not very a valuable lightning card, and that's why it's at number 10. So now let's start with number 9. We have Lightning Blow from Ice Age, and it's a rare, going for $1.28, probably because it's on that reserve list. And Lightning Blow, while it is a white card, that's very rare to see a lightning card that's white. So it says target creature gains first strike until end of turn, draw a card at the beginning of next turn's upkeep. So that's kind of cool. For 2 mana, you give a creature first strike, and you draw an additional card. I'm always a big fan of drawing additional cards. So I don't understand why this would be on the reserve list, because it doesn't seem too bad. But I guess that's what they chose. So let's move on to number 8, where we have Lightning Cloud. It's from Visions. That's a rare one for $1.25 on the market. This one's actually kind of cool. It does become very expensive to put it on to play for 4 mana, but it's an enchantment. For paying 1, doesn't even say tap, it's just paying 1 mountain. Deals 1 damage to target creature play. Use this ability only when a red spell is successfully cast, and only once for each such spell. So if you want to play 3 spells, you can do 3 damage. This is the reason why it's at kind of number 8, is because it does have the potential of constantly doing 1 damage, especially if you can build a deck where you constantly get mana. So once it's in play, you get the, whatever ability you use to get the constant mana, you can kill the opponent right away. But by turn 4, which you can definitely have fun. So let's move on to number 7, which is Lightning Dragon from Urza's Sega. It's a rare going for $9.04 on the market right now. It's the most expensive Lightning card on this top 10 series, and it costs 4 mana. This 4/4 with flying, which is pretty okay, but it has Echo. So Echo is basically going to pay that again next turn, or it basically dies. But it does have that ability for 1 mountain. It gets +1/0 until end of turn, which can be very impressive because it does have 4 defense. So by turn 4, it can be quite damaging. The Echo is just, at this day and age, Echo was pretty standard back then, but nowadays I would not recommend any card with Echo. So let's move on to number 6, where we got Lightning Skelemental from Modern Horizons. It's a rare going for $1.55 at the time of this video. And the reason why this is at number 1 is only because of the mana cost. It costs 1 swamp and 2 red. So if you can pull that off, I would put this at top number 1 spot, because it has 6/1 trample haste, which is very typical for lightning creatures. And when it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards 2 cards. Turn 3, 6 damage if they have a creature, so with possible trample, maybe 3, and they discard 2, and then at the end step, sacrifice it, which is pretty typical for lightning creatures. Now, again, I only have this at number 6 is because of the whole Swamp Mountain thing. But if you can get this is my favorite elemental lightning creature for trample haste, so I'd recommend it. So let's move to number 5, which I'm sure you've seen this card playing Magic. Lightning Greaves. It's from various sets, and it's uncommon except for Secret Lair, which is obviously rare, with an average price of $5.97. So even when you open up a new fresh pack, this uncommon is worth more than most rares. For 2 mana, it says a creature has haste and can't be the target of spells or abilities with equip 0. So you're paying 2 mana for a can't be target of spells or abilities. That's just, I don't care about the haste part as much as I like haste. It can't be the target with equip 0. You can't not beat that. I do not know why they have not changed it from uncommon to rare when they keep releasing this card, but that's the way it is. So let's move on to number 4, where we got the traditional card from way back from 1994. So it's from Ball Lightning from various sets. It's a rare going for $1.12 on the market at the time of this video, and it's quite simple. 3 mana for a 6/1, has trample and haste. So unlike the other Skelemental, this Ball Lightning only costs 3 of the same mana source. So this is why I believe it should be at number 4, is because if you're playing a mono red deck, you're guaranteed to put this out 3rd turn if you choose to. So let's move on to number 3. At number 3, we got Lightning Crafter. It's from Morningtide or the list. It's a rare going for $3.56 at the market at the time of this video. And this as well, very unusual because this Lightning card is a Goblet Shaman. So this champion, a Goblin or a Shaman, whatever, it doesn't matter if it's about that. What I'm more concerned about is the Lightning Crafter deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So it costs 4 mana for a 3/3, and if they have no way to get rid of them, you can do 3 damage to target creature or player every turn. And can you imagine if you put 3 out and 3 in a row? That'd be 9 damage right away. So this is a very impressive card. This is why it's at number 3, because if they have no way ability of getting rid of this crafter, even a simple bounce would help, just to not have that tapping ability. This is why it's at number 3. It's just, I think this is a really cool card. So let's move on to number 2, where we got Lightning Serpent. It's from Cold Snap. It's a rare, going for $1.82 at the time of this video. This Elemental Serpent is, I really like this card because I even have like 2 or 3 decks with this card. It is basically the same as Ball Lightning, but you get to choose the amount of value. So already for 1 mana, it's a 2/1. That's very impressive if you just want to kill him right away at the first turn. But turn 5, it could be add 4. Turn 5, and I can go on and on about it. But basically, that's very cool. You can choose what you want it to be. That's okay. I'll stop talking about it. I'll stop mumbling. It's awesome. Let's move on to number 1, where we got Chain Lightning, various sets, and believe it or not, various rarity. It can change so often, who knows what it is nowadays, with an average price of $9.46 on the time of this video. While Chain Lightning only costs 1 mana, it does 3 damage to 1 target, so it's pretty standard. But what makes this so special is because it can do the target's controller then pay 2 mountains to have Chain Lightning do 3 damage to any target of that player's choice. So you can have a little fun with that. I really like the artwork by Sandra. This is a really impressive card. It's quite simple. You have a choice of paying only 1 mana to do damage or not. So I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.